Good evening and welcome to the Steamworks Spirit Station here in Gibsonia, PA, and online at Facebook Live. Merry Christmas! My name's Greg Spencer. I'm the pastor at Trinity United Methodist in Brackenridge, and I'm also here for Spirit Station thanks to John Vento and Steamworks Creative. We are thrilled to have her here tonight. Let's listen to Sky, shall we? Let's welcome her to the stage.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out and watching on live stream. I'm going to do a mix of some original songs and some songs you might know as well. So the first song I'm going to start with is a song that I wrote called Just Here, and it's one of the first songs I really wrote. It's about just kind of reflecting on your childhood and simpler times in life. So it's called Just Here.
I started to contemplate what I hate, who I love, what I am, who I am, and what I'm not. On that rainy day, I laid in bed all day, so sad, so mad. Why do I keep looking in the past? Now I can see you, I just wanna be you. Now that you can see me, I know what I wanna be. The little girl in the tree, happy as can be, so free. No fear, just here. The little girl in the tree, happy as can be, so free. No fear, just here. On that sunny day, I looked the other way. Not sad, but glad. I am never looking back. On that sunny day, the clouds all went away. Now I can see who I can be, who I am, what I am, and what I'm not. Now I can see as can be, so free, no fear, just here. Little girl in the tree, happy as can be, so free, no fear, just here.
Thank you so much. Are you gonna look at my set list again? Okay. So this next song I wrote as well. This is kind of about my first love. Not together anymore, but doesn't matter. It still lives on. So this is called My Guy.
Was the 4th of July, what a big surprise. Heard you call out Sky, looked into my eyes. We shared a laugh as we brought up the past. I thought you had some class, but it went by way too fast. That's all you other day. I think I made you wait, stayed out way too late, but I think I found my soulmate. That's all you had to do for me to love you. You are the moon, yeah, you light up the sky. Oh my God, you and everything you do. You are the moon, yeah, you light up the sky. Oh my God, yeah, That's all you had to do for me to love you. You are the moon, yeah, you light up the sky. Oh my God.
Thank you, everybody. All right, so we're gonna switch over to the guitar for this one. So, all right, this one's by CCR. So. Hairs in my face, that gets in the way sometimes. All right.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hot. I know it's been way for all my life, till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know it can't stop. Coming down on a sunny day. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day?
Learned that song today, so. Okay, back on the guitar again. I shouldn't have put that down. This next song is called Riverside that I wrote, so. So I guess I'll give a little background. So in past relationship, we used to go to East Brady all the time and do a lot of fun, water activities. So, it's just a song about that, reminiscing about that. All right.
I get it, we're different now, babe. Admit it, you feel it cut deep down inside your heart. Wind's blowing, you're showing me all the places you used to go. Just living, we're swimming underneath your daddy's boat. So let's go down, 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 down by the riverside in my mind. Let's go down, 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 down by the riverside in my mind. One more time. Remember September when we jumped off that scary bridge. 1, 2, 3, jump with me into the unknown. Rock skipping, you're flipping over me in my inner tube. So let's go down, 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 down by the riverside in my mind. Let's go down, 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 down by the riverside in my mind. One more time. Let's go down, 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 down by the riverside in my mind. Let's go down, 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 down by the riverside in my mind. One more time.
Thank you. So next, we have a song called Without You that I wrote for my grandma, actually. So that's pretty cool.
I don't know what you, without you. I don't know what I would do without you, without you, without you. Thank you. Great. So, here's a song. It's called River. It's kind of a Christmassy song. It's by Joni Mitchell. She did it originally. A lot of people have covered it, but I'm just going to do my own rendition of it. So, it's one of my favorite songs, so I'm excited. So just pretend like it's still before Christmas. It's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down the tree, putting up reindeer and singing songs of joy and peace. So I wish I had a river I could skate away on. But it don't snow here, it stays pretty green. I'm gonna make a lot of money, then I'm gonna quit this crazy scene. No, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Oh, I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I've made my baby cry. He tried hard to help me, you know, he put me at ease, and he loved me so naughty, made me weak in the knees. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I'm so hard to handle, you know, I'm selfish and I'm sad. Now I've gone and lost the best baby that I ever had. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Oh, I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I made my baby say goodbye. It's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down the tree, putting up reindeer and singing songs of joy and peace. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Thank you.
Let's have another big hand for Sky Burkett. Wow. Is that an amazing voice? Is that wonderful? Oh, man, what a blessing it is to have you with us. Thank you so much. Last week, we talked a little bit about the shepherds and the story from the first century. This idea that shepherds were out in the fields and angels revealed themselves to them and encouraged them to go down to see the baby in the manger. Now, Shepherds, when they're caring for sheep in the middle of the night, don't listen too well to people giving advice. They are so used to predators, they have to deal with all of that. And so they're on their guard all the time. And they weren't just saying, oh boy, I'm so glad to hear that. Let's go down and see. I don't think it was like that at all. I'd say, I'm not going to believe it until I see it. It sounds too good to be true. And it seems weird that they would come and tell us we're out in the fields all day. We're not going to be spreading any news, or we're not newspaper reporters. What in the world would they be saying to us? And what they're saying to them is, no matter how low you feel or how much of an outsider you might feel like, no matter how distant your situation or how difficult your life, no matter how lonely or isolated, no matter how high or how low, how rich or how poor, how healthy or how weak, you are included. We don't need to tell the other people that are going to find it on their own. We want to share it with people who may not be able to find it. We want them to know. Now, this past week, something really amazing happened. There was a launching of a rocket. Oh, I know, you're so used to that, it's not that amazing anymore, is it? Well, what was on that rocket is a telescope. And it's replacing, well, I don't know if it's replacing it or not, but it's going to be more important than the Hubble telescope, which we've had for, 20 years or so? And that has shown us some amazing photographs, and it's really, really cool. Well, now this new space telescope is so unique in its design, it has to build itself. It's going to take the next 2 months to build itself. And while it's doing it, it's on its journey about 1 million miles away, where it is going to be photographing more of space. And this is what really cracks me up. They say that this telescope is going to find where everything began. I'm sorry, it ain't. Every time a scientist comes up with an answer, there's about 5 questions that come with it. Every single time, because they're curious and they want to know, and no matter what they find, they know there's more. And so that just cracks me up. It may be something that they think is the end, and then somewhere along the line we'll find out there's something more to it yet. But the cool thing about a scientist is that they don't try to come with a conclusion or an answer. They're trying to seek, and they're always trying to seek, the next answer. And they never think that they've got it all nailed. Okay, if we had, we would have a flu vaccine once and would be done with it. But some of us have to get flu vaccines every year, don't we? Okay, so it doesn't get solved that way. And so it would be a mistake for us to think that one decision or one action or one thing is going to fix everything. And sometimes that's the way we want it to be. Sometimes we want our lives to be turned upside down or made right, or things improving, or people change in order for us to have a good life and to have it well. And that if it does change, it only lasts for a little while. And that's what I'm concerned about in terms of this Christmas holiday. With all the anxiety and all the tension, all the conflict and all the fear and the spikes that are going on and all that stuff, we can give up what joy we felt very, very quickly. We can let go of that and just drive ourselves right back into the hole we were in just 2 weeks ago. And I don't think that's where I want to live. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be in that anymore. Now, it may take a while, and we may have to deal with it for a while. But what's more important is the quality of our lives and the joy of our hearts, the blessing of our souls. And we want to try to find a way to live effectively in the midst of and beyond whatever it is we have to deal with. And so I don't want to give up the spirit of Christmas or the joy that I felt when our family got together, and the fun and the laughter that we had and all the time that we had. It was only a weekend, but it was a precious, precious weekend, and that's going to feed my energy for a while. And I think that does for a lot of us if you allow it to. Now, we're talking about scientists, so let me talk about some scientists that were from a long, long time ago. These are just like scientists today. They were studying what wisdom there was, what scholarship there was, what knowledge there was in every possible way they could. They would study ancient texts. They would study nature. They would look around at what's going on and try to answer questions. And if they couldn't find it, they would look to see if others had done so. And so there's a story that we're going to be celebrating this coming week as part of the church and part of the church ritual. We're going to be looking at what's called Epiphany. And what that means is revealing. That's what that word's about. And so what's happening here is there were some visitors that came from way far away. It took them months. But what happened was they followed their traditions of trying to interpret things on earth by virtue of what happened in the sky. And so they would look at stars and they would look at the changing planets and the way things moved. And if something unusual happened, they'd pay a lot of attention to that. And they'd try to understand if there was some meaning from something in the past or some interpretation for where we are. And so what they had done is they saw what they considered to be a brand new star. They didn't think it had ever been seen before, and they wondered what that was and what it was about. And they looked through all the scholarship that they had, all the resources they had, all the libraries they had, and there was nothing that gave any indication of anything like that except in the tradition of the Israelites. Hundreds of years before, there was a prophecy that said there was going to be a child born that was going to save everybody. Now, that was really a radical idea. It was radical because most people, most nations, and most religions are very proud of their own faiths, but they think about it for the people that have that faith, not for everybody else. It's for themselves. And so what that led to was conflict with each other, an argument with each other, what was right, what was wrong, who's in, who's out, all that kind of stuff. Anytime we get so locked into our own position, what happens is we alienate ourselves from others and we get into conflict. But this story was about a child being born for everybody. Everybody was going to get to know peace. They're all going to get to know justice, and they will know joy. And that's going to come by love. It's not going to come by power or force or some might or some cataclysm. It's going to come in a gentle way through the birth of a child. And so when they saw this star, they said, well, I can't think of anything else that relates to something new like that, so let's go check it out. And when you think of they're going to check it out, it's like trying to get an air flight right now. They would do whatever they had to do, and they might have to give up and drive. Those guys had to take camels, and they had to cross deserts and wilderness, and it took them 3-4 months in order to get to the place where they thought it was going to happen. The shepherds in the fields had to have something very dramatic say, you want to check this out. And they sit back and say, I don't know. But if anything that they say is true, I don't know if I want to be apart from that. I don't know if I want to be outside of that. I don't want to reject it. I don't want to say no to it in case that might be real. So let's go down and find out. Well, these wise men are traveling across the wilderness because of their understanding, which had absolutely nothing to do with the Jewish tradition or the Israelite tradition. But because of that prophecy, they wanted to know if that was true. And if it is coming true, we don't want to be apart from that. We want to show honor to that. It may not be the way we understand it. It may not be the way we practice it. But if we cut ourselves off from it, we could get ourselves in real trouble. Now, this is what happened later. After Jesus died and the disciples are trying to share the good news, the leaders of the Israelite tradition weren't too happy with those guys, and they thought it was all over when they killed Jesus. So now these disciples are doing it, and they're getting a little ticked off at him, and they arrest him. And they have this big argument, and what they notice is these disciples were absolutely convinced there was nothing that was going to change their mind. Nothing was going to intimidate them. Nothing was going to crush their spirits. And observing that, there was one guy who was like an elder statesman. He's one of my favorite characters in the Bible. His name is Gamaliel. And he says, hold on, guys, hold on just a second. He says, we've seen guys rise and fall. We've seen people try to serve themselves and call themselves messiahs, and that didn't work. We know that the people aren't going to follow an idiot. We know that if it's wrong, it's not going to have any bearing. It's not going to last. But if it's right, there is nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. If this is of God, then you're not going to be able to defeat that, and you might even find yourself opposing God, and you don't want that. So they said, yeah, I guess that's true. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So they beat him up a little bit and they let him go. The story is about God reaching out to everybody, and even those that might doubt are given the opportunity. And in our day today, I think there's an awful lot of people that want the joy, they want the peace, they want the love, they want the happiness, they want the sense of well-being, They want hope that can see beyond this problem or this illness or this conflict or this struggle or this uncertainty or this anxiety or this fear. I'd love for our nation, I'd love for our world to get past this junk, wouldn't you? Well, what is it going to take to do that? Well, I think one of the things is when we're fighting with each other, it doesn't help a whole lot. And when we fill ourselves with negative thoughts, it doesn't help a whole lot. When we let ourselves get overwhelmed by our fear, it can stop us from doing anything. We can allow the wrong things to be too important to us. And what God tries to do is to reach out and say, hey, hold on a second. Try to look at it from a different point of view. Try to look at it from a different way. Be a little bit curious. Say, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Let's find out if there's anything to this. And if there is, let's explore it a little more. We get to decide when we're going to believe or if we're going to believe. That's okay. So let's check it out. Let's see if there's some difference that it makes in people's lives. If there's people that have courage or have hope or have joy that is not diminished by what's going on around them, maybe they've got a clue to something. And this is what I found. I had an amazing experience this past Saturday. Friday it was. We offered 3 Christmas Eve services, which you might think is kind of stupid because the attendance at churches is real low. But I wasn't thinking about how attendance was. I was thinking about what are people's needs. And let's offer different things that might meet different people's needs. And this year we had an afternoon service. I thought, because in the past when I'd done it, it was for persons who didn't want to drive at night. Now, when I first started doing that, I lived way up north where the snow was deep and it was every Christmas you would be able to dig snow tunnels for children to play in. So I figured that there was a whole lot of people that didn't want to be driving in that stuff, so we did an afternoon service. But it's changed since then. What's happened in this past time is people had heard about the things that we're doing. They'd heard about the reaching out with the concerts, and they heard about all these special events and all of it being free, and all of it's about helping people to feel better about themselves and to enjoy their life a little more. And we had a whole lot of folks come who had never been there before, but they happened to see in the paper that we were doing that, and nobody else was doing an afternoon service. So they came, and they had a blast. It was great. And there were people that I'd never seen. And we had a song by the band, and it was magnificent. And people would never have thought to heard that in church, much less on a Christmas Eve. But all of a sudden what happened is they felt like they were included, and they felt better, and they enjoyed it, and they enjoyed the people that they met. And for one brief moment, all the other stuff was forgotten. The joy of the season touched them in a different way than it does with the radio and the songs that we hear. It would happen by being in fellowship with other people. I said, wow, this is okay. This is cool. Now, I don't know if we're ever going to see them again. Maybe we will next Christmas. I don't know. But it's not about that. It's not about trying to get people to come to church. It's about helping people to live better. It's about helping people to enjoy their lives more. It's about helping people to look at their own lives a little bit different and to help them be a little bit curious. What is the way around this? Have you ever had a problem that was so overwhelming and you were trying again and again, using all your intelligence, all your experience trying to solve it, and nothing seemed to work? You ever had that happen? Do you have to change the way you thought, and then all of a sudden a light comes on, you're able to figure it out? It's like this when you lose something. If you lose your keys, it's always the last place you look that you find them. You don't look after you find them. That's always the case. But what happens is you look all over trying to find where your keys are or where your flashlight is or whatever it is that you're looking for. And you go to the same places 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It's not there. It didn't move. But you keep going because that's where you think it is. And it's not. It's never going to all of a sudden move to that spot. So you have to think, I got to think different. What is it that I have to do? What is it that I have to look at? What is it that has to change just a little bit? Then I'll find it. And that happens to us all the time, doesn't it? Just changing your point of view or changing your way of thinking just a little bit can get you the answer that you're seeking. And that's what we need to find. What I'm suggesting is that God's reaching out to us to enjoy the season and to enjoy the holiday. But at the same time, we've got this disease going on. So we have to be smart. We have to be wise. We have to respect one another. We have to care for each other. But if we do that with a few acts of kindness and a few extra smiles, maybe we'll start to feel a little better. And if we feel a little better, that Christmas spirit can last a little longer and say, wow, maybe Maybe I don't have to be as miserable as I was 2 weeks ago. Maybe I'm going to be okay. And this is what I think you hear so often in the songs that we hear in the great artists that we have here, like Sky. The beautiful voices and the lyrics of songs about the experiences of life. And yet, how is it that we're singing about some of that stuff? It's because that was then, and this is now. And I can put that experience to music, and other people will connect to that. And they are in a different place now than they were then too. But it speaks to the heart, and it speaks to our hope, and it lifts our spirits and encourages our vision. And then life is better. How many favorite songs do you have? There's no limit in my book. I've got too many albums already, too many CDs, too many cassettes, and now I'm doing MP3s. Oh my goodness. If I tried to listen to it all, I'd probably not get to the end. But I love it all. Don't you? How many different ways can we find for the peace to bless our hearts and to equip us to live through? This is what Christmas is about. Because the shepherds, they came away excited. This is in the Gospel of Luke in chapter 2. When they saw it was true, they said, oh man, it's true! And they go out celebrating. And no one saw shepherds celebrate before. I'm not sure how they do it, but they made a big splash when they did. And the wise men, when they got to see the baby, they got down on their knees, and they gave gold and frankincense and myrrh, according to the scripture. Now, I don't know what a baby's going to do with that. It wasn't about that. It was about these persons who were curious, and they were searching for good. And when they saw that the promise was real, they gave their best. It was worth that investment. This is true of a guy named Simeon, too. Simeon happened to be in the temple when Mary and Joseph were bringing the baby to do what a lot of parents do. They have their children baptized. And so they're bringing Jesus to the temple, and he sees all these other families, all these kids and all that. But he had been living his life as faithfully and as hopefully as he possibly could, living by the prophecies that were hundreds of years old, just like those wise men were paying attention to. And when he saw Jesus, there was something to help him to recognize that. And when he saw that, he says, hey, it's okay. If I die tomorrow, it's okay, because I know it is all going to be well. No matter how long it takes, no matter how difficult it is, no matter what things have to happen, I'm okay. And because I'm okay, I'm not afraid. I'm not broken. I'm not hurting. And I'm not going to let anything do that, because I've seen the promise and I know that it's true. Now, this is true for every single one of us. It's not about a certain religion or a certain tradition. God is much bigger than all of that. What God is interested in is for each of us to be okay in such a way that we can live well through or in spite of, and certainly beyond, any hardship that comes along, because our life is so much better, and love is so much richer, and happiness is so much more fun. Well, let's have a little bit more fun now, huh? Let's welcome Sky back to the stage and bring some more music to us.
Thank you. I definitely loved all the words that you said. I definitely feel that too. And I think my music, I really try to bring that message in what I do. So, all right. So, let me get my lyrics up here. All right. So the next song I'm going to do is "In My Life" by the Beatles. And I don't know if you guys know that song. I know it's a very well-known song, but there's like a harpsichord part in the middle of it. And yeah, that's a tough one, but I'm going to attempt it today. Mike Houston told me actually that it was like sped up. Actually, they didn't actually play it that fast, so I'm going to attempt as fast as I can do it with correct notes. So forgive me if I stumble a little bit.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. And I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life.
Thank you. All right, so the next song I'm going to do is a song that I wrote. So I'll give you background so it makes a little sense. So I was in a relationship. We broke up recently, so this is very fresh. And after, sadly, this person moved on, which is great. Not bad. You should move on and live your life. But happened to be a girl that has the same name as me, Sky. So that was a little hard, you know? So I wrote a song about that, and this is called Sky Squared. No hard feelings.
I thought there was one sky, but apparently there was two. I thought you were my guy, but apparently she was with you. But will you love the night sky when she's red or even blue? And will you love the night sky when she needs to cry to you? And all I'm trying to say, will you treat her the same way? And all I'm trying to say, will you make sure that you stay when she shines and when she rains? I thought there was one sky, but apparently there was two. When you look across the water, does the reflection bother you? And when the clouds start coming, will you feel the raindrops too? Or will you run and not embrace the sky? Will you let them pour on you? And all I'm trying to say, will you treat her the same way? And all I'm trying to say, will you make sure that you stay when she shines and when she rains? And all we can do is look her the same way. And all I'm trying to say, will you make sure that you stay when she shines and when she rains?
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Next song I wrote, it's called Awake. So, yeah. It's more of like my soundscapes type of song, so sorry if you fall asleep, but it's kind of the point.
La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Lost and confused, don't know what to do when I lie awake. I think, is this all fake? Longing for so much more when I lie awake. I'm in a different state. Constant reflection over perfection. Constant reflection over perfection. I need to stop fearing what I cannot control. I need to stop fearing what I cannot control. Fear in my heart never got me too far. When I lie awake, I think, is this all fake? Longing for so much more when I lie awake. I'm in a different state. Constant reflection over perfection.
Thank you. All right, so I guess I will switch over to the guitar again for another song I wrote. It's called Remember When. Another sad love song. See, even in a breakup, the love's still there, you know? Alright.
Always thought it was always me, crying every night before I sleep. Thoughts flying through my mind, tried to find a solution or a reason why. When I close my eyes, memories flash before my eyes. When I lay my head down to sleep, I feel yours next to me. All we can do is remember when we were each other's love. Thought you'd come running after me. Guess that only happens in my dreams. Better for us, or better for you. Is this a part of a lining or a big breakthrough? When I close my eyes, memories flash before my eyes. When I lay my head down to sleep, I feel yours next to me. All we can do is remember when we were each other's love.
Thank you. So this next one I wrote about my mommy. She's right there. She's beautiful, and I love her. And I wrote this. Actually, it was a quick song because I was like, what am I gonna get her for her birthday? I don't know. What should I do? So, song. You get a song, but a heartfelt song, meaningful. So, I have it titled "Mummy Song," so I guess that's what it's called, Mummy Song.
You taught me how to love. You taught me how to sing. You taught me how to fly above this crazy world. of my back until I fell asleep. Believer in all of my dreams. Love who you are, not what they think. Be the light you wanna see. Sure, we've had a fight, always thinking I'm right, but we always make peace before the night. I can guarantee you mean the world to me, for making me the best that I can be. You would sacrifice your whole life for me and anyone you love. I love you, mommy. I love you, mommy.
Love you. So this next song I'm gonna do is it's like a reggae type of world music, if you will, and it's not a typical song that I normally would do, but I'm going out of the box today. So it's actually meant for like a guitar, like a fast pace. I don't know really what you'd call it, but like the small guitar that's like like it's a Spanish. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what it's called. Mike may know. I don't know. It's just really quick. Yeah, possibly. So this song, I tried to do the best I could, and I recorded it actually. Hopefully it's there, a part so I could do a piano over top of it. So we'll see how it goes. But I really like the message. I live by all the words that are said in this, so it's a very meaningful song to me. So that's the sound that I'm gonna switch to. All right. Not doing the full song because it's a lot of words to say, but good enough. All right, so I'm gonna hit play and then we're gonna go. So, okay, we're good.
Longer fear the unknown, 'cause I know what I am here for. I keep on trotting on my own path, keep on learning from my present and past, yeah. Well, I no longer need validation, 'cause my story is long and I'm patient. I know that I have lessons to learn, keep my eyes open each step I earn, yeah. No need for me to feel alone, 'cause I got a place that I call home. Every single road traveled, every single new place, I come back home, they accept me with grace, yeah. Well, I know that I was meant to be here, and I know that I was born into fear, but I will stand tall in the lion's den, 'cause I know in my heart I am one of them. There are lies in the facets of everything that we see, telling us to be scared when all we ever are is free. I'm letting go of the things that don't serve me no more, 'cause I am holy and sacred and righteous and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you. I deserve to be here, and so do you, 'cause I am holy and sacred and righteous and true.